Which of the following can be represented by a single binary digit? Select two answers. So a single binary digit is just a binary number with just one digit. So it can either be a 1 or a 0. So that means we need to find out which one of these answer choices represent different possibilities that only have two different outcomes. Either you can store one outcome in a 0 or one outcome in a 1. So A says the position of the minute hand of a clock. So the minute hand on a clock has 60 different positions because there are 60 minutes in an hour. So that means you would need 60 different values to store each position on the clock because there are 60 unique positions. Each one is different from the other, 1 through 60. So you wouldn't be able to store that with just using one binary digit that can either be a 1 or a 0. B says the remainder when dividing a whole number by 2. So by definition, when dividing any number by 2, the outcome is always going to be either a 1 or a 0 because any number is either divisible by 2 or it has a remainder of 1. So, for example, 3 divided by 2, that's just equal to 1 with a remainder of 1. And then something like 4 divided by 2 is just equal to 2 with a remainder of 0. So the remainder, when dividing any whole number by 2, is always either 1 or 0. So obviously, we can store this remainder using a single binary bit. When the remainder is 1, we could, for example, represent that as a 1 in the binary digit. And when the remainder is 0, we could, for example, represent that as a 0 in the binary digit. So B can be represented using a single binary digit. C says the value of a Boolean variable. So a Boolean variable is just a variable that has two states, either true or false. So obviously, we can just since there are only two different unique outcomes or two different states, we can easily just represent one state as a 1 and the other as a 0 using our single binary digit. So unlike the clock, which had 60 different unique positions, true and false being the two different states of a Boolean variable can easily be represented by a single binary digit, either a 1 or a 0. So C is also correct. So those are our two answers, but let's check D as well. D says the volume of a car radio. So volumes usually come in ranges from 0 to 100%. So, and even if it doesn't come in 0 to 100%, volume is of a large range of different numbers. Volumes of different devices don't usually come in either on or off. They have in-betweens. You can have like 50% of the max volume. So that means we can't represent the volume using a single binary digit because there's a lot more than just on or off in the different volumes of the car radio. So D cannot be represented by a single binary digit.